This is Mittens the Khajiit. The caravan he was traveling with was pillaged and burned, and of everyone in the caravan, he was the sole survivor. He begs the dying for a reason for this misfortune, but he receives no answer. He searches for clues as to who the raiders were, or where they went, but they left no trace, disappeared like nymphs in the woods. He leaves the fallen with a prayer, thankful for bringing him this far. He knows that he can't stay long. He must head for safety. But Falkreath lies deep in the forest. And in the absence of rain, it is only a matter of time before the bandits are back out in force. This is Mittens, and this is his story.
Well, that was fucking dramatic. Skip to this timestamp if you don't want to hear me yap and mess with your immersion. Yes, this is Mittens, the protagonist of our story. And I'm Redfeather, your narrator and the dumbass in charge of this whole operation. And before you ask me questions like, why is he naked? Why is it raining? Why Falkreath? And where was Mittens the entire time he was gone, long enough for his fellows to do a good episode 3 Anakin impression? No, I'll never answer them because the budget for those questions was spent on snacks. What you need to know is this. 1. I'm new to this whole streaming shabagle. I'm figuring it out as I go along. 2. The short list of mods I installed suddenly wanted to not work properly and collapsed partway through. The game didn't crash though, so I at least had that going for me. And 3, the episode 0 VOD for this is trash because I spent the first half hour talking about the run setup into a microphone at absolutely nobody. Shout out to my brother McCloudy for being my impromptu IT guy and helping getting my OBS working. Barely. If you like watching Gold 3 struggle through ELO hell, go check him out on Twitch. But as my theater director once told me, the show must go on. So here's the setup that the first half hour didn't catch. We're playing a lightly modded Skyrim with a handful of mods to spice up a number of the mechanics and experience, but nothing crazy. Adept difficulty, survival enabled. Alternate start mod, starting from scratch. Harvester, cat, and mindfulness boons, and the open palm curse, which, given the current build, is more a boon than anything else. Mittens himself is a treasure hunter for profit. If it will fetch a nice price and isn't nailed down, we'll take it if we have room. His goal is to establish his own caravan of adventuring Khajiit, reach speech 100, earn 100,000 septims, and maybe find all the stones of Baron Zaya. His build is primarily set up around sneaking, crafting, and pawing everyone in his way. So unarmed, sneak, speech, crafts, and light armor. And furthermore, all of my leveling points are going into stamina for carry weight, since we will need to carry everything we can find to the next merchant available to trade with. That and the reduced health keeps us on our toes as far as combat goes. Oh, and one more very important thing. We're not advancing the main Dragonborn quest. We'll be living in a world forever stuck before the first dragon fight. I kinda wanna see what changes the world due to this. So without further ado, let's begin the story. Mourning the dead is nice and all, but we need to get out of here, take whatever leftovers the raiders didn't steal, and make our way to Falkreath. Mittens finds a few coins, takes some meat from the horses, some apples, and is glad to find a ranged option early, and makes his way east. The only problem is that the woods around Falkreath are filled with dangerous enemies that can end a new run very quickly. And you don't know they're around until it's almost too late.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
After avoiding not one, but 2 instant-death encounters, and looting every urban flower seen on the way, Mittens finds himself in Falkreath. And I realize my audio settings are busted.
What I would do is just go off of like your snowball and that, and just adjust the sounds.
I'll probably just keep the tracks open for now and play with it later.
With that out of the way, and a pin on getting the rest figured out later, we move on to the opening moves in our journey to a 100k. First on the list, an obligatory smithing tutorial. Gives us a knife, and our first piece of armor. Sell the knife, buy a pickaxe, look for a woodcutter's axe but can't find one, and then realize that the mods are messed up and not working properly. So we're stuck on easy mode until we get that addressed. Go back, craft our first set of armor, and then get started on our goal.
Money!
So here we check another mod. Missives, little side quests we can go on. See, we can go around and plunder every grave and ruin this $60 money-filled graveyard simulator has to offer. However, sometimes random people will pay you extra for doing what you're already doing or will already do. We pick out some simple stuff. Fetch quests, inverse fetch quests, and a kill quest. And I happen to know where we can get what we need for these. This region of Skyrim is teeming with deer and elk. Falkreath uses the animal for its crest after all, and the mine next to Riverwood has a ton of iron near and around it. With that in mind, we begin east. We run into some bandits burning the toll, and Mittens tries out his archery skills. While nobody died, we got away safely only to be onset by the local wolf population. We run into a rude orc.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
And we find the first of our venison, miss a bunch of shots, and immediately run into trouble. Once that's over with, it's back on our hunt with our first harvest. In the process, we run into the most hardcore photosynthetic plant in all of Skyrim, going so hard you can hear it with only the light of the moon to feed it.
What is that heavy breathing?
As the sun starts rising, we luck out with some unattended equipment, which suddenly becomes very much not unattended. We then find ourselves not that far from Riverwood. Once there, we accidentally sell most of our armor and not notice. We hop into Lucan's shop and start stealing everything else not nailed down, and get caught with our mitts on a potato.
Oh, shit!
We take down yet another wolf and make our way down to the plains of Whiterun, where we see a vicious encounter between the Stormcloaks and the Imperials. Even the wildlife joins in.
I'll just sit here and wait. Oh, fucking wolf with the steel chair, Jesus!
Conveniently, we run into another Khajiit merchant caravan and offload all of our spoils, bringing us up to 576 gold.
That's not a bad look.
Backtracking by Riverwood, we harvest the last of the venison needed for the quest, punch another wolf in the face, and make our way to Embershard Mine. Take out the bandit residents one by one, and collect all the iron the mine has to offer. Once back in Falkreath, we turn in the missives, do a bunch of alchemy, and proceed to steal everything else that isn't nailed down. Yeah, I'm sure that isn't gonna come and bite me in the ass later. And so it is time to finally go and deal with the bandits up in Bannermist Tower. On my way there, I make a realization.
Oh, that's where Bandits Tower is. Wait a second, that's... You know, I'm gonna say this is personal. This is personal, because that's the burned down caravan. near where I started. Yeah, there it is. There's the caravan. Those my people. Bet you anything it was these assholes. I say we pay him a visit. Nah. Not a visit. Retribution. Alright, that was anticlimactic. That couldn't have been the leader. That was just a regular bandit. I don't think that was all of them. Yeah, that wasn't all of them. There's gotta be another group of bandits around here somewhere. That must have been just an outpost.
So we make our way back to town, turn in the bounty for a nifty 500 gold, and get another mission which confirms my suspicions.
That's it. That's them. That's gotta be them. It's gotta be these dudes.
And off we go to finish business, where we run into another bandit who doesn't know who I am.
There we go. Yeah, saw nobody. What Warhammer? Exactly.
I get so lost reveling in the shiny loot that I realize
I'm going the wrong way!
a short course correction later.
Fuck yeah. Treasure map.
And we run into a skooma dealer, more wolves, and a random fire atronach that almost kills me.
Give me my freebie. That was a mistake. I forgot these things exploded.
Eventually we find ourselves outside the bandits' camp at Bile Gulch Mine. So we make our own on the other side of the mountain face, and make a politically implicating discovery.
I don't know how to feel about the replenish fuel option being typed as book.
At first light, we pack up camp, and make our way to an advantageous position.
Fairly sure that's a dude. Alright, you know what? Fine. Fist blazing it is. Go.
Fatality. Flawless victory.
Fucking hitless.
With the leader dead, we loot him, his mine, and his stuff.
There we go. We have Soul Trap.
With our caravan avenged, we take stock with how far we've come.
Oh. There it is. I got vengeance on my dead friends, learned a whole bunch, and I'm currently at 2,000 of my 100,000 goal. I think I have enough funds I can actually start doing some proper trading, but Skyrim is a place full of wealth, and I'm here to take it. Who knows? Maybe next episode, I'll actually get a follower. Somebody to share the burdens. I am going to go across Skyrim. I'm going to pick up every known Khajiit follower. Whether or not they survive is an entirely different question. I'll have the biggest caravan, and we will trade in only the finest goods. Just don't ask where they came from.